Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and it's 10 minutes to 4 in the morning. Tom's on his way to Detroit to work, so I thought, you know what? Instead of laying back down, I'm going to can, then I'll take my nap. Today is another canning video in the collaboration of March Canning Madness. So if you want to join, it's hashtag March Canning Madness at Cosmopolitan Cornbread. And Constance let me know in a comment last night that yes, the main prize is the steam canner, but there's also 2 packages of jars and dissolvable labels for the contributors to it, or you can choose a steam canner as well. So those are some great prizes, and I'll let you guys know I love her channel. She is very Christian based, and I love that, and she's not ashamed of it at all, which is a great thing. And all of the prizes that she's giving away is out of her pocket. It's not, funded by someone else or donations, anything else. She's doing it on her own. So make sure you check out all the other channels, and she does put videos on as well for the March Canning Madness, as well as other things too. And she has a really good channel. So check out all the other channels too and their recipes, and make sure you put a nice meaningful comment down so that you can be put into the drawing. So yesterday I was saying that we're trying to stock Jack back up on the stuff that he needs. So before I even start this, I need to tell you that this is Rebel Canning. It is not USDA approved. You've seen me do this before, but like I say, there's a lot of new people, and so let's show them what we do. Next favorite thing of Jack's is mac and cheese. So we're going to can up mac and cheese. So the first thing we need is a 10-pound can of cheese sauce. Now, I will not can with real cheese. Like I've said before, there are certain things that even as a rebeler, I will not do. And that's one of them. I don't think it's safe, and I won't do it. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and people seem very confident about it, but I'm not. And I need to feel confident about that myself to be able to feel that my family will be safe eating it. Now, I've been canning this for a little over 4 years now, and my kids love it. My daughter-in-law's parents love it. Everybody that I know that's tried it likes it, and I've never had a bad jar yet. So, but I have to, not just for Constance's channel, but for YouTube, I have to let you know that this is a Rebel Canning recipe. Alright, so I'm going to put this in here. I should have enough room, I think, to add the liquid too. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 teaspoons of my broth mix. I should have gotten that out, and I didn't think about doing it. Bad, Chris. So we're going to put 4 teaspoons in there. And then I'm going to fill this with water, and then I'll be right back. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to mix that broth in with the water. And then we want to pour it into that cheese. And it fits. And then we need to be sure that we mix it up really, really well. We don't want a whole bunch of chicken broth and not enough cheese and all that good stuff. But I'm sure that's pretty much common sense. Now this does take a couple minutes to get all this, mixed together, so I'll be right back. Alright, so we have all the cheese mixed together. Now the next thing we do is we need to add our noodles. It needs, for a pint, it's 2/3 of a cup. For a quart, it's a cup and a third. And you want them to be scant cups. So I'm going to go through and put all the cups in first. And then we'll come back through and put the third in. Hopefully he brought over enough noodles. If not, I'll have to use some of mine. And this mac and cheese, you guys, I can tell you, is so good. It's nice and creamy. It holds up. It reminds me something like your Velveeta that you buy in the box. That's what it reminds me of. And he's not going to have enough noodles. 1 second. Alright, so I went back through and added the third cup to all of them. So now you need to put the cheese in there. Now with this, everybody always says bring it up to an inch, half inch, quarter inch, whatever. You don't do that with mac and cheese. You want to come right to the 2-inch line, because these noodles are raw and they're going to expand. So let me give it one more good stir here. And we're going to add that cheese over top. And we're going to take it up to that 2-inch headspace. Right about there. Now what you want to do is, when you're debubbling, you want to stir those noodles in there. And get all that cheese wrapped up in those noodles. Now if you want, you can actually shake the jars, whatever you want to do. That will help a little bit to make sure that, you know, they don't all clap together and stick together and everything else. So then you want to make sure your lids and rings, everything are clean. Put it on fingertip tight. And if you want, you can shake it just like this and make sure they're all off the bottom and everything before you put them into your canner. Now this is a pressure canning recipe. Do not water bath it. I know a lot of people will say all these things that you can water bath and whatever. And if they feel comfortable doing that, then they can do it. I personally don't feel comfortable with that on certain things, so I won't do it. You know, that's something that, you know, with the canning revolution and more people starting to can, you know, and more people rebelling, they're deciding for themselves what they feel is comfortable for their families. And that's fine. If you feel safe doing certain things, then do them. You know, nobody can stop you from doing what's best for you and your family. Because, I mean, honestly, you know, they didn't do all the things that we do now back in the day, and those families thrived, and they were healthy, and, you know, we have to look at our past as well. So must be our great-grandparents knew something too. And the USDA hasn't had time to, you know, well, I don't know if they haven't had time, but they haven't tested a lot of things in a long time. Like, I don't understand about the beans and stuff, but, you know, I've never actually cooked beans without canning them. And so I would have to actually look up how to cook beans. I've heard of soaking them and all that good stuff, but as far as cooking them, I've never done it. So let me get all these jars filled, and then I'll be back. Alright, got my mess cleaned up, got the dishes done. I just got to take care of my bouillon. I like to keep things clean in between anything, because otherwise it just feels overwhelming, if that makes any sense. And you don't want it to feel overwhelming. You want canning to be well, sometimes it can be labor intensive, but I think it can be very relaxing and a lot of fun. So, and with canning, you're putting food on your shelf. And, you know, make sure that when you're canning, you can things that you're actually going to use, you're actually going to eat. I can understand when, like I did the radishes the other day, I only did a few because I wanted to make sure it would be something that I'd like. You don't want to go off doing a great big huge batch of something only to find out I hate it. So, but if you noticed with these jars, I've got them in the canner, all 7 of them. There was a little bit of cheese left, probably enough to do another one, but he can use that on mac and cheese he makes at home. But if you notice, usually I go through and I fill all 7 jars at one time. With the mac and cheese, I have learned that if you do one at a time, the noodles don't get as sticky. So if you go do it all 7 of them, it's first of all hard to debubble them. Second of all, they stick together more. Where if you do it one at a time and get it stirred up, shook up, however you want to do it, they actually come out a lot better and much easier. So there is a bonus to doing one at a time. Because I wanted to say something, because all of you that have watched me can before sees me go through and do everything at once. But with the mac and cheese, you're better off to do one at a time. So now I've got it in the canner, pressure canning. It'll bring up to the steam. Once it does that, 10 minutes of the steam, then I'll put my jiggler on, 10 pounds weight for my area. I live in Michigan. It could be more where you live. Make sure you check that out. That's very important. I'll let it vent the 10 minutes, then get it to jiggling. Now, the good thing about mac and cheese is it doesn't can long. 20 minutes. That's it. So, 20 minutes, whether you do pints or quarts, it's going to be 20 minutes. So, I'll come back when these are completely done, and you can see how beautiful they turn out. Alright, so there we go. 7 quarts of beautiful mac and cheese, and look how creamy that looks. Beautiful. So make sure you check out all the other channels. Remember, this is a Rebel canning video, and I will make note of that as well. But if you love mac and cheese, I'm telling you guys, this is the best. So give all the other channels a look. Give them a like. Make sure you comment. Subscribe if you like them. And you guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing.